Ladies and gentlemen, I do believe you just now saw the promo for the Spreaker.com show, but what we have for you, we just could not wait for Spreaker.com Last Voice of Liberty show, Psych on Tuesday, 7 o'clock p.m. EST. And what we have for you is our guest that's going to be there to share it with you more because we just can't wait. We just cannot wait. There's a reason why I want Lee there. There's a reason why I would love Tammy there. There's a reason why we don't like pedos. But before we get to that, she's going to start with us on a little something that. Take it away.
Okay, thank you so much.
No problem.
So I just wanted to talk to people about, the New World Order agenda and what's going on. And this is a follow-up to what we were talking about earlier about the mental health mobile unit. And there was something that I forgot to mention that was that in our county, in Carver County, Minnesota, in June of 2014, there was this law passed that says that it's called Article 42 or Article 57, and it's an article that says that based on any anonymous reporter, that the Department of Human Services can enter anyone's home at any time without a warrant, and they can come in and they can take your persons, your papers, and your effects, your money, and your children, without a warrant. And this is based on any anonymous tip. So if you have a next door neighbor who doesn't like the garbage in your yard and they get pissed off, they can make an anonymous tip, and DHS can come in and take you and your kids and your money and your papers and your property, and you'll disappear. If an ex-girlfriend or an ex-boyfriend is upset, they can make an anonymous tip, and they can send DHS without a warrant and come in and take you. First of all, this is unconstitutional because you have to have a warrant to come in to anyone's home. We have a right of search and seizure, and they have to have a warrant. And that's why a judge always has to sign a warrant. And so the thing that is important about this is that we are one of two counties in the state of Minnesota which passed this article in 2014, which is an unconstitutional article, and the other county is called Ramsey County. And Ramsey County is St. Paul, Minnesota, and Carver County is out west here. It's Laconia, Chaska area, western Minnesota, and we are the two, sex trafficking counties. Carver County is kind of the core, the nest, I should say. And Ramsey is known for their first bust in January of 2014. So they're the big city. So this is important because most people don't know that this article exists and that it's even possible. And I canvassed for a guy who was running for county commissioner in 2014, and this was his almost number one issue because he was trying to alert people that this unconstitutional article was taking place in our county. That being said, this goes along with the New World Order agenda, which is, and if everybody doesn't know it, it's the pedophile agenda, the father's pedo agenda. And everything is going to fall underneath this blanket. And while everyone is looking at Standing Rock and Mike Brown and, the school lockdowns and the false flags and, everything else, the sky, the chemtrails, the food, the water, they are replacing the statues in churches of Mary Mother with the baby Jesus, and they're replacing it with the fathers and the men and the priests and the babies underneath them. And they are painting this agenda on at least in my town, the ceilings of the churches, and the church is obviously involved in this, the Vatican, and so while everybody's looking to see what's in the water, I'm here to tell you that they're putting raped children in the water, and they're literally erasing motherhood. There are 4 million, up to probably more than 4 million mothers in America right now who have reported abuse by the father of their children, who have instantly lost custody of their children, depending upon the seriousness of the sexual abuse, and it's generally sexual abuse. Most mothers who report sexual abuse are labeled and deemed insane or mentally ill, mentally deficient. Other ones are arrested. Anyone who has any evidence are essentially arrested. And there are mothers out there who have been put on bond for $750,000. I'm personally on $50,000 bond for changing a profile picture of my daughter's rapist. And they are locking these women up in these brand new luxury funded mental health facilities. And, you guys are getting caught up in it too, but for the most part, anyone who gets in the way of the pedophile agenda is going to be put away. And there's a lot of money to be made because everybody right now is a dollar sign. And if you're a white man or a man out there and you don't, you're not a drug addict and you don't have kids and you're, kind of just walking around in life and you have no business, well, they can pop you with this mental health business, and now you're essentially a prisoner. They're like FEMA, it's FEMA. It's the government coming in and removing people who pose a threat to their agenda, and everyone is completely programmed. And I would like to talk about the WikiLeaks leak and the fake news situation because it's critical and it's important. And that is that in this day and age, the year 2016, 17 now, a company like WikiLeaks can release information and for it to be true information, and for the United States government and the media.
Wait, can I interrupt you? Did you say if you're a white man, this is the reason why they go after you and put you a mental health tag on you?
If you don't have children and if you're not, a drug addict or an alcoholic and you don't have, if you're not in the system, you know what I mean? Like, this is another way for them to come after, not just white men, but white men or just men, you know what I mean? Anybody, a single.
Well, I guess that explains the reason behind this season.
Everybody's a target, basically. Everyone's a target. And everybody is a number. So, yeah, I mean, if you're opposing a problem, if you're a white man out there opposing a problem, usually they put the black men in jail. So that you're going to find your black men in jail, you're going to find your white men in the mental wards with the women and the mothers.
Oh, my. Now, isn't that just racist?
On our back right now.
Well, I guess that makes me white American or Swiss. Wait, Swiss would mean they'd have to pop holes in me from the cops, but no. But yeah, that would mean I'd have to be Swiss, shot by American cops. But I don't know. It seems so racist. I thought we were done with segregation. How wrong is that?
No. You see, they're working very, very hard to keep
just segregate everybody again. I know.
Say to our faces that we're not segregated and we need to work to not be, when in fact, if you listen to any public radio show in any city or town across the nation, at least in the United States of America, they are literally preparing to gear up to program us to hate everybody, to tell us who to hate for the next 4 years. And while our government and all the people who are supposed to be the watchdogs and who are supposed to be the ones who are like getting shit done, instead of focusing on the problems like family court, like the mental health, there is no mental health crisis, people. There is no mental health crisis. There is a
it's
brand
just
new
problem
mental
reaction
health building
solution.
facility funding program granted. My personal state just got a $54 million grant for a remodel because in 2014 it was so fucking dangerous. Patients were killing each other in the facility. So instead of, punishing them or doing something, they gave them $54 million to remodel and have fun. So now they can expand. And now there are mothers in this state. I think I've spoken to maybe 7 or 8 mothers in the last 2 or 3 months in Minnesota alone who all are who all reported abuse or domestic violence, immediately lost their children to the abuser, and were put in St. Peter State Criminal Mental Hospital. Now, this is the same facility that received the $54 million. Now, the thing is that if my state's getting $54 million, everybody else should be checking their states. Our prisons are being filled up with women and mothers who are reporting abuse because the actual NWO agenda is, well, it's a very big part of it. The GMO food, the chemtrails, the Standing Rock, your gun rights, your veterans, everybody's a fucking target. And while everybody's looking at all this little shit down here, who's hating who, the real business is being taken care of in front of our very eyes, and they're putting anyone who speaks of it away. And
everything you just mentioned.
A large part.
If I may say something,
what?
everything you just mentioned, and as this puts together in my mind, makes it look like one big sci-fi flick. And when as you put it together in words, as you think of it in its context, it sounds like one big sci-fi flick. But when you see this, when I actually post it, and you see the way the picture looked, it's gonna look it, because it's like, one, I'm in it, two, the picture, the way I designed it, and then when you tell the story, the only thing that I left out of it was music. But wow. It's like, it's horrible. What it's actual reality is what you're talking about. It's like, wow. It's like,
it's actual reality, and there are women in the mothers in Australia and the children in Australia, and in Canada, and Europe, all over the place. The whole globe is literally the women and children are being raped, and any man who speaks out against any kind of corruption or anything is literally labeled, an enemy or terrorist or insane.
If I may say something.
The rest of the abusers left. So you either join an apathy or you get sent away and your children get fucked. And essentially all of our children are fucked anyway at this point. So, if we all could just focus for a minute on, like I was saying before, I'm a recovering alcoholic. Usually alcohol is just a symptom of the problem. Mm-hmm. So all this stuff, like your gun rights, your this rights, all these fucking rights, no. The problem is they're putting raped children in the water under the stairs, and they're literally erasing motherhood. And I just have one question. Since when do men want to be fucking mothers? First of all, I thought you were our hunters. I thought you guys were supposed to go out into the woods and hunt, and you bring it back, and we cook it and raise the family and the food. Liberalism has literally, I don't know what the fuck has happened, but we have all forgotten our positions. Men are men.
Don't get me started.
Women are women. And the New World Order agenda also, part of that agenda that you're going to see, it's got all these tentacles, and that's kind of what Standing Rock and what all these, every single other issue under the sun is. They're called tentacles. But another part of this New World Order agenda is coupled with, how they're doing the unisex signs now, and now little girls and boys can go in the same bathroom together, right?
What?
Well, this is part of the New World Order pedo agenda. It's coupled with the new educational Common Core, where they're teaching 6-year-olds it's okay to sleep in bed with uncle in kindergarten. This is what they're doing. I thought
Common Core was a math.
The fathers are taking daughters away from mothers, and they are, what my children's father did, he chopped off my daughter's hair and put her in hockey, and now she won't touch a bike that's yellow or any other color, and they're confusing their identity, you see. This is such a sick plot. If people could just see for a second what it all is, and if you could see the tentacles for what they are, and if you could look at the octopus's head for a minute, the octopus's head is the church, is the Vatican, and they have instilled a new Jesus and a new, savior of sorts. And if you look at the pictures, I've got them all over my Facebook of, the Pope kissing the genitals of baby Jesus, and You've got Joe Biden fondling little girls while they're playing the flutes, and he's getting a fucking, achievement award from Obama. Did you see the look on Biden's face in that picture? That was days or weeks after he got busted for fondling a little girl. He looks guilty as fuck in that. I hope they fry him, by the way. And you know what? It sounds to me like he's getting fried anyways internally with his soul. And furthermore, I've pretty much had it with, the television programming, and people need to seriously wake the fuck up. They are telling women every day what we're supposed to look like. They're telling all of us every day what we're supposed to eat, who we're supposed to hate, what we're supposed to love, what we're supposed to do, how fast we're supposed to do it, how to handle our money, who to send it to. And we're all just following along like little fucking sheep. Well, goddamn it. We're supposed to be the most educated, most powerful, strongest fucking country in the world. And right now, the world is looking at America like we are the dumbest fucking sheep on the planet. And frankly, we are. And I'm trying hard not to be angry at my American citizens, but it starts literally by focusing on the core problem. Family court. Children. We're going to put raped babies as a priority ahead of the water, ahead of the fucking, any fucking thing else. And, the media is on gag on this, and shame on them. And they're all actors. It's all bullshit. It's all timed. I mean, for God's sakes, people, you have got to snap out of it. People have got to you got to go outside. You got to start talking to your neighbors. For God's sake, stop reporting on people and being spies for your fucking government, and start being a friend to your neighbors again. I mean, the police, the county attorney's office, social services, child protective services, probation, jail services, courthouses, social security, medical assistance, any child care assistance, food stamps, you name it. You name it. They are called accountability partners, and we are in an accountability program. It's a brand new accountability program, and the reason why the government wasn't panicking and freaking out when we were all saying it was a pedo trafficking ring is because we weren't calling it by the right name. And if you want to nail somebody, you got to call them by the right name. It's called the motherfucking accountability program. And these people are accountability partners, and it's a RICO. It's a racket, and it's illegal, and it's corrupt. And as long as the people keep watching TV and reporting on their neighbors and, checking the fucking water while recycling, people, they take your recycling bins and they put them into the trash and burn it. What the fuck? I mean...
And all you get is 5 measly cents for them little bottles. Use the cream. Well, on that note, we're almost out of time. Yeah, you brought up a lot of interesting, good points on that. Stay on until after 2 minutes after the program, and I'll talk with you further. But yeah, on the subject, she's really on the point. Really on the point, and we're about to wrap up.
It's serious shit. It's time for revolution, people. Get up or have your children get raped. And they're being raped anyways. And by the way, this is a community problem, because if my children are going to be raped, you guys, your neighbors' children, and your 4 million mothers in America right now, come on. Come on, people. Wake up before it's too late. You're zombies. You need to wake up.
Yeah, really. I mean, come on. And this is and it's not so surprising when you put it in the whole context, because we're living in a nation that has Planned Parenthoods in just about every county as well. So if we live in a nation where it's perfectly okay to kill your kids, and regardless of the circumstance, regardless, but yet you can't blow a guy's head off for attempt to save your own life, and castle ground laws aren't in every state, but you can kill your kid regardless. Like, the accountability of saving your kids really it's not there. It's not there.
Your children right now in the United States of America.
Yeah.
They just legalized child prostitution in California. Jesus Christ, people.
Yeah.
Go to your churches. Look at your ceilings. Start paying attention.
Yeah. And ladies and gentlemen, tune into our show on Psyhc Tuesdays, 7 we're starting a special show on 7 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. Lee, Tammy, anyone who could be there, be there. She's going to be our guest. Jen, please be there. And ladies and gentlemen, we're out of time. We're officially out of time. Thank you very much. This has been a special bonus Psyhc on Facebook.